Namaste Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 11th chapter, Lord Krishna's entrance into Dwarka. Text number 13 onwards. गोपुरद्वार मार्गेषु कृतकौतुकतोरणां चित्रध्वजपताकान् काग्रन्तः प्रतिहतात्पाम्. The city gateway, the household doors, and festooned arches along the road were all nicely decorated with festive signs like plantain trees and mango leaves, all to welcome the Lord. Flags, garlands, and signs painted with slogans all combined to shade the sunshine. So, signs of decoration in special festivals were also collected from the gifts of nature, such as the plantain trees, the mango trees, fruits, and flowers. Mango trees, coconut palms, and plantain trees are still accepted as auspicious signs. The flags mentioned above were all painted with the pictures of either Garuda or Hanuman, the two great servitors of the Lord. For devotees, such paintings and decorations are still adored, and the servitor of the master is paid more respects for the satisfaction of the Lord. So, to welcome Krishna back to the city of Dwarka, the citizens very hurriedly, because they had just heard Krishna came back, they were very hurriedly, they came and they just decorated the whole archways, gateways, household doors. So everything they decorated with the natural things. There were no LED lights and flexes and hoardings or this or that. So it was all decorated very naturally. Text 14. Samarjita Mahamarga Rathyapana Kachatvaram Siktam Gandha Jalarusam Fal Pushpakshatankurah. The highways, subways, lanes, markets, and public meeting places were all thoroughly cleansed and then moistened with scented water. And to welcome the Lord, fruits, flowers, and unbroken seeds were strewn everywhere. So we can just imagine the city of Dwarka from this. There were highways, there were subways, there were lanes, there were markets, public meeting places. So everything was pakka, everything was designed and constructed properly. And they were all thoroughly cleansed and then moistened with scented water. Can you imagine any city, even if Modi ji is going somewhere and they wash the roads with scented water? I don't think it's going to happen. And to welcome the Lord, the fruits, flowers, and unbroken seeds were strewn everywhere because it's considered very auspicious. Scented waters prepared by distilling flowers like rose and kevda were requisitioned to wet the roads, streets, and lanes of Dwarkadham. Such places, along with the marketplace and public meeting places, were thoroughly cleansed. From the above description, it appears that the city of Dwarkadham was considerably big, containing many highways, streets, and public meeting places, with parks, gardens, and reservoirs of water, all very nicely decorated with flowers and fruits. And to welcome the Lord, such flowers and fruits with unbroken seeds of grain were also strewn over the public places. Unbroken seeds of grain or fruits in the seedling stage were considered auspicious, and they're still so used by the Hindus in general on festival days. So they use this akshat. Akshat means unbroken seed or grain. Dwari dwari grihanam cha dadhya akshat falekshubhi alank kritam purna kumbher bali bhir dhoop deep keh. In each and every door of the residential houses, auspicious things like yogurt, unbroken fruits, sugarcane, and full water pots with articles for worship, incense, and candles were all displayed. So actually it is mentioned Deepakam. Deepakam means a diya, or the lamps. For translation, they used as candles. The process of reception according to Vedic rites is not at all dry. The reception was made not simply by decorating the roads and streets as above mentioned, but by worshipping the Lord with requisite ingredients like incense, lamps, flowers, sweets, fruits, and other palatable eatables, according to one's capacity. All were offered to the Lord, and the remnants of the foodstuff were distributed amongst the gathering citizens. So it was not like a dry reception of these modern days. Each and every house was ready to receive the Lord in a similar way, and thus each and every house on the roads and streets distributed such remnants of food to the citizens. And therefore, the festival was successful. Without distribution of food, no function is complete, and that is the way of Vedic culture. So that's why in ISKCON we are known for distribution of prasadam. After every function, there is prasadam. Even if there is no function, there would be prasadam. So at least people would say, yes, the function was great. That's what it used to happen in our yatras also. Even if the yatra was very tiring, lectures were boring, kirtan was completely out of sync, but Ashok Parikh Prabhu used to make sure the prasadam is good, and everybody used to say, oh, the yatra was very great. Yatra was great. Text 16-17. निशम्य प्रेष्ठ मायांतम वसुदेवो महामनः अक्रूरश्च च उग्रसेनश्च रामश्चाद्भुत विक्रमः प्रद्युम्न चा प्रद्युम्नश्चारुदेष्णश्च शाम्बो जाम्बवती सुतः प्रहर्ष वेगोच्छित शयन आसन भोजनः. On hearing that the most dear Krishna was approaching Dwarkadham, magnanimous Vasudev, Akrura, Ugrasen, Balaram, the superhumanly powerful, and then Pradyumna, Charudeshna, Samba, the son of Jamvati, all extremely happy, abandoning resting, sitting, and dining. Abandoned resting, sitting, and dining. So whatever they were doing, they were happy and they basically ran towards Krishna. Purport. Now, Prabhupada gave the little synopsis of all these great personalities. Vasudev, king, son of King Shursen, husband of Devaki, and father of Lord Shri Krishna. He is a brother of Kunti and father of Subhadra. Subhadra was married with her cousin Arjun, and this system is still prevalent in some parts of India. This system is prevalent that Subhadra was married to her cousin, but this marriage was because it was in different gotra. Because Arjun was from different gotra, it was okay. So it's a marriage in the same gotra is prohibited. Vasudeva was appointed minister of Ugrasen, and later on he married 8 daughters of Ugrasen's brother Devak. Devaki is only one of them. Kansa was his brother-in-law, and Vasudeva accepted voluntarily imprisonment by Kansa on mutual agreement to deliver the 8th son of Devaki. This was foiled by the will of Krishna. As maternal uncle of the Pandavas, he took active parts in the purificatory process of the Pandavas. He sent for the priest Kashyap at the Shat Shring Parvat and he executed the functions. When Krishna appeared within the bars of Kansa's prison house, he was transferred by Vasudeva to the house of Nanda Maharaj, the foster father of Krishna, at Gokul. Krishna disappeared along with Valadev prior to the disappearance of Vasudeva. And Arjun, Vasudev's nephew, undertook the charge of the funeral ceremony after Vasudeva's disappearance. So this disappearance they're talking about happened in the Prabhas Kshetra when Krishna, Balram and all the Dwarkavasis, they went back to the spiritual world. Akrur. Akrurji, the commander-in-chief of the Vrishni dynasty and a great devotee of Lord Krishna. Akrura attained success in devotional service to the Lord by the one single process of offering prayers. So we know there are 9 processes of bhakti: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. So Akrurji is known for Vandanam, offering prayers. He was a husband of Sutani, daughter of Ahuka. He supported Arjun when Arjun took Subhadra forcibly away by the will of Krishna. Both Krishna and Akrura went to see Arjun after his successful kidnapping of Subhadra. Both of them presented dowries to Arjun after this incident. Akrura was present also when Abhimanyu, the son of Subhadra, was married with Uttara, mother of Maharaj Parikshit. Ahuk, the father-in-law of Akrura, was not on good terms with Akrura, but both of them were devotees of the Lord. So the father-in-law and the son-in-law, I mean, these problems have been going on since 5,000 years. So no problem here. Ugrasen, one of the powerful kings of the Vrishni dynasty and cousin of Maharaj Kunti Bhoj. His other name is Ahuka. So Akrura's father-in-law was Ugrasen. His other name is Ahuk. His minister was Vasudev and his son was the powerful Kansa. This Kansa imprisoned his father and became the king of Mathura. By the grace of Lord Krishna and his brother Lord Baldev, Kansa was killed and Ugrasen was reinstalled on the throne. When Shalva attacked the city of Dwarka, Ugrasen fought very valiantly and repulsed the enemy. Ugrasen inquired from Naradji about the divinity of Lord Krishna. When the Yadu dynasty was to be vanquished, Ugrasen was entrusted with the iron lump produced from the womb of Samba. He cut the iron lump into pieces and then pasted it and mixed it up with the seawater on the coast of Dwarka. After this, he ordered complete prohibition within the city of Dwarka and the kingdom. He got salvation after his death. So Ugrasen was Devaki's, or Ugrasen was father of Kansa and Devaki's uncle actually. And Kansa basically he put Ugrasen, his own father, in the prison and took over. So there was a coup that time. And then later on, Krishna killed Kansa and he reinstalled Ugrasen on the throne. There was a reason, why Krishna himself didn't sit on the throne was that there was a curse on the Vrishni dynasty that their members cannot be kings. They cannot sit on the throne. Some curse is there. I'm forgetting the details of that curse. So Krishna, under that plea, actually he didn't want to sit on the throne, but under that plea he didn't sit on the throne. So he made Ugrasen as a king. First he made him king of Mathura, and then later on when they moved to Dwarka, he made King Ugrasen as a king of Dwarka. So this story of iron lump produced from the womb of Samba, it happened. It will come later in 10th canto, but just to give a synopsis, once Krishna was away from Dwarka, and these boys, headed by Samba, he's the son of Krishna, they were playing. And at the same time, in the outskirts of Dwarka, in a forest, many sages had assembled, including Narad Muni. And these boys, while playing, they were saying, okay, let's joke around with these sages. So they dressed up Samba as a pregnant woman. They just put what is called, it's called musal. It's called iron rod on his stomach, and they just covered it up with many layers of cloth. And they dressed him up as a pregnant woman, and they took him to these sages, just trying to make fun of these sages. And they went to these sages and they asked the sages, "Oh, sages, please tell us, this pregnant lady, what is she going to have? A son, a boy, or a girl?" Now, I'm not remembering who, but I don't think it was Narad Muni, it was some other sage who got angry. They said, "What are these boys thinking who we are?" So this sage got so angry, he told them So whatever this lady is going to give birth to will be the cause of death of the whole this dynasty, Vrishni dynasty of Dwarka. So these boys, they got scared. They ran away from there, and uh, and because they knew they had hid this iron rod in the stomach, outside the stomach of Samba. They ran away from there. They went to Maharaja Ugrasen and they told him, "Oh, this is what happened, and this is the iron rod, and now what to do?" Ugrasen also, he thought, why involve Krishna in all this? Because these boys are stupid. So what he did, he got that iron rod, he got it crushed into very fine powder, and he threw away all that fine powder in the sea. So thinking, no, the iron is gone, so nothing will happen. But along with the when they were crushing this iron rod, a small piece of iron was left as it is, and they just threw everything in the sea. So what happened? Now it is Krishna's will because Krishna had to get rid of this Yadav dynasty, Yadav forces. So all these iron particles, they went in sea and the waves brought them back on the shore. And all these iron particles, they were soaked up with water by the bamboo plants on the shore. And that iron lump which was not crushed, which was not put in not crushed in fine powder, that was eaten by a fish. So that fish was taken by a fisherman named Jara. He caught that fish, and when he was cutting that fish up, he saw this iron lump. He liked that iron lump, and he just hammered it and put it on the front of his arrow. Okay, so now this iron powder that was washed ashore, and it was went into all these bamboo trees. So when the time came for the Yadav dynasty to be vanquished, because Yadav dynasty was so powerful, this that nobody in the world could defeat them. And Krishna was afraid that if I leave and I leave this Yadu dynasty over here, then they will become very proud because my time is coming to go. And if they are left here, they will become very proud because nobody can defeat them and they'll practically rule all over the world, which he didn't want to. So Krishna had to finish off this Yadu dynasty. So he made all this uh, as a prelude to the final action. So one day it so happened all these Yadavas they got drunk. They got drunk on the Somras. So from Dwarka they came at the Prabhas Kshetra where these bamboo sticks were growing. And while they were drunk, they took out all these bamboo sticks and they started beating up each other. And one of them, I don't know if it is mentioned or maybe I don't remember, he tried to hit Lord Balram. And Balramji got so angry. So basically, they killed each other with those bamboo sticks. And Balramji also got so angry, he basically killed so many of the Yadu dynasty's people. So everybody was killed. All the men, they were killed in that Prabhashetra. Somehow by Krishna's mercy, we have had a chance to go to that place where the Yadu dynasty ended. And Balramji, seeing everybody has died, so he was sad, and then he sat down. He sat down in meditation, and from his mouth a snake appeared, a big snake, because that is Sheshnagji. So Balramji is the cause of Sheshnagji. The Sheshnagji appeared, and he rode on that Sheshnag and went back to the spiritual world. But Krishna was still around. Krishna had to finish off a couple of more demons. And when he came to Prabhas Kshetra, so he was sitting under this tree and playing was on his flute, and he was sitting with the one foot on the other foot, and this Bahelia hunter, he saw Krishna's lotus foot, and he shot that arrow, and the top tip of that arrow was made of that iron that he had got from the stomach of that fish. Although no material arrow can touch the body of Krishna, but Krishna, so he shot that arrow at the lotus foot of Krishna, and Krishna just acted like this arrow had shot at him, and he basically left because he wanted to go back to the spiritual world. So this was to bewilder the atheists when they say, "Oh, Krishna was hit at the foot by this Bahelia, by this hunter, and Krishna died." Well, first of all, how many people can die by getting hit by an arrow at the sole of somebody's foot? Nobody. If somebody shoots you in the heart, in the forehead, in the throat, one might die, but not by shooting an arrow at the sole of the foot. And moreover, Bhagavatam clearly says that arrow never touched the sole of the foot of Krishna. It is Krishna used it as a as a prelude to for him to leave the material world. And sometimes some commentators say that Krishna also left a material body behind. Vaishnava Acharyas explained that the material body that he left behind was the universal form, which actually is an imaginary body. It's not a real body. But Krishna left in his own self-same body, because this is what he says in Bhagavad Gita: when I appear in my transcendental form. So when he appears in transcendental form, he leaves also in that transcendental form. And there's a beautiful painting by ISKCON devotees that when Krishna was leaving the earth and going back to Golok Vrindavan, so he's ascending, and he has his eyes closed and he's ascending. And and then he is passing by so many heavenly planets, and everybody at the heavenly planet knew this is the time Krishna is leaving. So they were looking at him, they were praying to him, they wanted him to come visit their heavenly planet. But Krishna had closed his eyes because he didn't want to visit any heavenly planet now. He wanted to go back to Golok Vrindavan. So that beautiful painting depicts that, how Krishna's eyes are closed and he is ascending, going back. So this is the story in short about the Prabhas Kshetra Leela. Okay, next person in line is Baldev. He's the divine son of Vasudev by his wife Rohini. He's also known as Rohini Nandan, the beloved son of Rohini. He was also entrusted to Maharaj Nanda along with his mother Rohini when Vasudev embraced imprisonment by mutual agreement with Kansa. So Nanda Maharaj is also the foster father of Baladev along with Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna and Lord Balram were constant companions from their very childhood, although they were stepbrothers. He is a plenary manifestation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore he is as good and powerful as Lord Krishna. He belongs to the Vishnu Tattva, the principle of Godhead. He attended the Swayamvar ceremony of Draupadi along with Shri Krishna. When Subhadra was kidnapped by Arjun by the organized plan of Shri Krishna, Baldev was very angry with Arjun and wanted to kill him at once. Shri Krishna, for the sake of his dear friend, fell at the feet of Lord Baldev and implored him not to be so angry. Shri Baldev was thus satisfied. Similarly, he was once very angry with the Kauravas, and he wanted to throw their whole city into the depths of Yamuna. So this happened when Duryodhan and Party, they had captured one of the sons of Krishna. I'm forgetting the name of that son, who it was. Actually, he had gone and he had kidnapped the daughter of Duryodhan. And Duryodhan and Bhishma and everybody attacked and they captured this boy. I think it was Anirudh or Pradyumna, one of those two boys. And then Balramji, when he found out, he went to Hastinapur along with the whole army, and he told them, why did you capture a boy? Why so many generals had to come and fight and capture one boy? You should have fought him one on one. then he would have defeated you. But all these, even Duryodhan, Bhishma, they all, uh, it was a pastime, so they all didn't listen to Balramji. They said, forget you. You all Yadavs, you are ruling over Dwarka because we are allowing you to do so. Otherwise, you have no power. And Balramji got so angry listening to this logic, this argument. So he basically took out his plow and he just uh, dig it in the earth, and he was dragging the whole city of Hastinapur towards Yamuna. He said, I'm going to drown this whole city of Hastinapur in Yamuna. How dare you insulted Yadu dynasty. So at that time it is said, Bhagavatam is said that there was like an earthquake in Hastinapur, and the forts were falling, and all the warriors, including Bhishma, they came running, and they fell at the feet of Lord Balram, and they begged for forgiveness, and they returned this boy, I, whoever it was, Pradyumna or Anirudh, and the girl, daughter of Duryodhan. And Balramji, then he was happy and he went back. So Kshatriyas, they are like that. They can get angry just like that. No problem for them. But they used to show also what the physical strength is, what the fighting spirit is. Okay. So again, some more details about Balramji is given. Pradyumna, incarnation of Kamdev, or according to others, incarnation of Sanat Kumar, born as the son of personality of Godhead Lord Shri Krishna, and Lakshmi Devi, Shrimati Rukmani, the principal queen at Dwarka. He was one of those who went to congratulate Arjun upon his marrying Subhadra. He was one of the great generals who fought with Shalva, and while fighting with him, he became unconscious on the battlefield. His charioteer brought him back to the camp from the battlefield. And for this action, he was very sorry and rebuked his charioteer. However, he fought again with Shalva and was victorious. He heard all about the different demigods from Naraji. He is one of the four plenary expansions of Lord Shri Krishna. He is a third one. He inquired from his father Shri Krishna about the glories of Brahmans. During the fratricidal war amongst the descendants of Yadu, he died at the hand of Bhoja, another king of the Vrishnis. After his death, he was installed in his original position. So Pradyumna, he is one of the sons. He is the son of Rukmaniji, and great warrior, great son of Krishna. But they all, when they fought at Prabhashetra, he died over there. Charudeshna, another son of Lord Shri Krishna and Rukmini Devi, he was also present during the Swayamvar ceremony of Draupadi. He was a great warrior like his brothers and father. He fought with Vivinidhaka and killed him in the fight. Samba, one of the great heroes of the Yadu dynasty and the son of Lord Shri Krishna by his wife Jambati. So his name was Samba because he always liked to stay with his mother. So the word is Sa Amba. Amba means mother. Sa means along. So he would never leave his mother alone. So that's why his name was Samba. He learned the military art of throwing arrows from Arjun, and he became a member of parliament during the time of Maharaj Yudhishthir. He was present during the Rajya Yagya of Maharaj Yudhishthir. When all the Vrishnis were assembled during the time of Prabhas Yagya, his glorious activities were narrated by Satyaki before Lord Baladev. He was also present along with his father Lord Shri Krishna during the Ashmed Yagya performed by Yudhishthir. He was presented before some rishis, falsely dressed as a pregnant woman by his brothers, and in fun he asked the rishis what he was going to deliver. The rishis replied that he would deliver a lump of iron, which would be the cause of fratricidal war in the family of Yadu. The next day in the morning, Samba delivered a large lump of iron, which was entrusted to Ugrasen for necessary action. So that's, I told the story of that iron lump. So all these sons of Lord Krishna left their respective palaces and leaving aside all engagements, including lying down, sitting and dining, hastened toward their exalted father. So we'll stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
You
Krishna.
said these Yadu dynasty people, when they went to this place of the bamboos and started fighting, you mentioned about they drank something and intoxicated some somra. So what is that?
Some kind of beverage. I don't think we are supposed to drink that, so don't worry.
Now, the other day, in fact, something was circulating in the WhatsApp group, so which talked about, in fact, it's there in the Bhagavad Gita as well. So it talked about kind of people who have tasted the higher taste of somras. They in fact get into devotion. I think it's there in chapter 9 as well. So I was a little confused as to what was this and what was that somras in Bhagavad Gita.
See, I believe there are different varieties of somras. One is intoxicating and one is, or some are intoxicating and some are not. Because they all got drunk. That is what is mentioned in 10th canto of Bhagavatam. And that's when they started fighting with each other.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Haribol.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, two facts which I want to confirm. The first one is that Krishna, like the number of Ranis which Krishna has is 16,108 Patranis. And each of the queen has 10 sons and 1 daughter.
Yeah.
That's the first question. Is that true?
Yes.
And okay. And the second thing is when Kamdev was, he died because of the curse of Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva also gave him some vardhan, I think, for to Rati, that he become the son of Lord Krishna. Is that also true?
Yeah.
In Dwapara.
Yeah. And this Pradyumna was Kamdev. I mean,
Pradyumna.
one kalpa he was Kamdev, and one kalpa it says is Sanat Kumar.
Okay. So, got facts from my father. He read it in one of the Srimad Bhagavad book from Maharaj Dogreji.
Yeah, it's in 10th canto of Bhagavatam. All the details are there.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Or if you want, going to 10th canto, instead of that, you can read Krishna book, which is basically stories from 10th canto, every chapter by chapter. So you can read that and get more details if you want.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Haribol. So I guess we can stop here. You all have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, thank you so much.
Hare